Writers. Powerful writing needs both exact tiny details and grand ideas. For example, I could write, "He is kind." And that gives the big idea of him. But what does kind mean? What exactly do I mean about him when I say kind? Well, maybe to make this make sense, I could add something like an example of a time where he was kind to show you what I mean by kind. So, how about this one? He is kind. He stopped in the hallway and picked up my books for me after I tripped. Now, not only do I have a big idea, he is kind, but I also have concrete details that clarify that idea, making it easier for me to teach you. So today, I want to remind you that information writers don't settle for vague, unclear writing. They use concrete information, details, facts, definitions, quotation marks, stories, numbers, examples, and they ask, what exactly do I know about this that will be useful and interesting for my readers? And then they add it. Let's take a look at my first chapter to find and revise any parts that are unclear or vague. So you might remember that I've been writing about cereal, and in this chapter, I'm talking about fun snacks and desserts that you can make with cereal. So I'm going to look over my writing. I'm going to read over the part where I left off, which is this last paragraph here. And as I read, I'm going to be thinking, is this clear? Do I need to add or revise this to make it more clear for my readers and also more interesting? All right, let's listen in. Challenging, do it if you dare. An even more challenging but delicious project is to bake a pie with a cereal crust. There are many recipes for cereal pie crusts. First, make the crust. Then, make the crust in the oven. There are so many pie fillings, so this is a cereal recipe you will want to make again and again. Are you noticing what I'm noticing? That some parts don't really say much, that they are just sort of vague. They're just kind of there, not really doing much at all. One part in particular that stands out to me is this one. There are many recipes for cereal pie crusts. That's not very informative, is it? Well, I know some examples, so maybe that will help to teach my readers better and also to keep them more interested by adding some of those examples. So right now I'm going to add. I'll leave myself a little note. If you're writing by hand, you might just write this on a Post-it. Okay. Add in a part that says examples, such as, well, I read online about gluten-free Cheerios, make a good one. Cap'n Crunch. I've even read that Fruity Pebbles make for a really good pie crust. So I'll add this here, and that will help me to know that this part needs to be revised. Okay, let's see. What else maybe should I revise? I feel like the other vague part was maybe right after that. It said, then bake the crust in the oven. There are right here. First, make the crust. Yeah, that was the part I was thinking about. Make the crust, I feel like readers will have a lot of questions. I can imagine just saying that out loud and be like, well, how, what, with what? So maybe what I need to do is I need to answer those questions before they even come up. So maybe I'll pick a specific recipe and then I'll give that recipe like step by step, just a little bit of it, so that you have a sense of what I mean, and you'll be able to picture it better. So maybe that part I could add in something about, okay, one of the recipes I found online. So it goes, one recipe is to crush your favorite cereal and mix it in butter. And I even read that stale cereal works best. So then after you have this mixture, you press the mixture into a pile, into the pie, and you just kind of like mush it in there and you bake it until it's toasted. So I'll just leave myself a note. Again, if you're writing by hand, you might just leave yourself a little Post-it note. I'm going to color code this so I know which one I'm talking about. Okay, and I'll add this here. So now I'll know where to come back to. And these notes are going to help me to elaborate as well as clarify my writing so that I better teach you. So right now, will you look over your own writing and see if there are any places where you could make some revisions, or maybe you're still in the drafting mode. So you're actually looking for places where you could add some clarifying details for the very first time. Whatever it is that you're doing, I would definitely use this chart to help you think bigger about your topic and find more specific, concrete, clarifying details like you see on this list here. I hope that you remember, anytime you write, you want to make sure that your writing makes sense to your readers, is interesting and clarifying. And so you can use concrete details, as you see here, to help you do that. Asking yourself, what exactly do I want to teach my readers about this? I can't wait to see what you do today. Have fun.